Good to have you back here on TRT World. Here's a reminder of our top stories. A South Korean newspaper claims that North Korea executed several high-ranking officials Pyongyang blames for the collapse of the Hanoi summit with the U.S. President Donald Trump. They include the special envoy to the country, Kim Hyok-chol. And Donald Trump has announced he will impose a 5% tariff on all Mexican imports starting in June. He said the penalty is aimed at pressuring Mexico into stopping the movement of migrants entering the United States. And Iran has rejected what it called baseless accusations made at a summit of Arab leaders in Mecca. The Gulf Cooperation Council has called on Iran to stop funding militias and terrorist organizations. Iraq's President Barham Salih has rejected the call, warning that a war could break out if members fail to manage disagreements with Iran. Well, let's get more on this. Salman Al-Ansari is the founder and president of the Saudi American Public Affairs Committee, and he joins us now from the Saudi capital, Riyadh. Thank you very much for joining us. Now, Saudi Arabia is hosting these three important summits to basically rally Arab and Muslim support against Iran. But my question to you is, how much are these summits going to help with the Saudis with their biggest problem, and that is the situation in Yemen?
Hello, Ali Jan. Thank you so much, and hi to all the viewers of TRT World around the globe. So yes, as you said, these are three emergency summits, GCC Summit, Arab Summit, and the Muslim World Summit, all in Mecca, that has been invited, the leaders have been invited by His Majesty King Salman bin Abdulaziz to discuss mainly the way to confront the aggressions of the radical Iranian regime. To answer your question with regards to Yemen, and also with regards to the report that you guys have mentioned about how Iran was saying that all these allegations were baseless. Let's talk about the facts. More than 225 ballistic missiles have been fired from the Houthis towards Saudi Arabia, 4 of which have been directed at the Holy Mosque of Mecca. More than 155 drones have been directed at Saudi Arabia, 2 of which have caused some damage at the oil supply and oil infrastructure in the middle of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And also, we have also seen what happened at the coast of the United Arab Emirates and how there were some ships and mines and still under investigation,
Salman,
but most of the leaders have said that it has the fingerprints of the Iran regime.
Okay,
so definitely Iran is, yeah, go ahead.
I understand that you're sort of explaining Saudi Arabia's situation and how much they've suffered, but I wanted to get an answer on how this is going to help the situation in Yemen. All right, let's just go on to the next question. Some analysts have said that this is all a carefully orchestrated PR exercise. Not my words, their words. The fact that these summits are being held during Ramadan, it's being held in the holy city of Mecca. At the end, how much do you think these three summits will actually, how much weight will they have?
Yeah, in politics, I think the idea of symbolism and management of perception is the core of the work of politics. So yes, Saudi Arabia wants to send a lot of messages to its neighbors, to the region, to the Arab and Muslim world, and to the whole world, that they have a unified position against the radical Iran regime and its militias in the region. So this has some sort of symbolism and also a message that would tell the Iran regime that no one will tolerate their actions. So yes, indeed, we need to see the outcomes at the end of this day when the Muslim summit would end, and I'm pretty sure that so many decisions will be taken by the members of the Muslim world and by the Arab League and by the GCC to see if there is a way to confront the Iran regime. And let's not forget that the Arab League has a committee called the Iran Committee. This committee has Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, and Egypt. And they are the ones that have been delegated by the Arab League to see and to have a unified policy to confront the Iranian regime. No one wants war. Okay. Like war is not something that we are aiming for, but all what we want is to get Iran to be a sane and moderate country, because we cannot tolerate their actions, and we are ready.
All right, let's talk about what you want from
the
Iran.
war is going
let's talk about what you want from Iran. Let's talk about the end game. You mentioned the number of attacks, how much Saudi Arabia has suffered. Okay, the Saudi leadership has called on Tehran to stop funding militias, to stop funding terrorist organizations. So what is an outcome that Saudi Arabia will be happy about?
Very simple, Alijan. Very simple. Iran should get back to its country and to focus on their development instead of funding more than 75 militias in Iraq, supporting the popular movement in Iraq, supporting the Assad regime, which killed more than 500,000 people, and also to get the Houthis to be out of the political game or to the military game at the moment, because they are supporting them and smuggling weapons and ballistic missiles technology and mines, etc. So Iran, we only want Iran to be a normal state. We are not asking for too much. Okay. We just do not want Iran to interfere in the internal affairs of the Arab world, specifically the GCC. And let's look at the facts. Saudi Arabia has been ranked just a couple of days ago, 2 days ago, as the 7th of the G20 in the competitiveness of its economy. What about Iran? Iran is doing exactly the opposite by suppressing its people. More than 40% of their people are under the poverty line, and also supporting militias around the globe. This is not acceptable, and Saudi Arabia will take a very firm stance against all militant Islamist groups that want to disturb the peace in the region.
Okay, unfortunately, we've run out of time. I really wish we could continue our conversation, but I appreciate some of the clear points that you made.
Elijah.
Salman, thank you. Well, protest leaders in Sudan say they're ready to escalate a civil disobedience campaign. They're trying to pressure the military to hand over power to civilians. Despite the breakdown in talks,